Hello, welcome to Living on the Spectrum 17. Today we are going to be doing top 10 roller coaster list, um, which is my favorite top 10 favorite roller coasters in the UK. Starting off with number 10. Number 10, the Smiler at Alton Towers. The Smiler is a steel coaster manufactured by Gerstlauer. A really, really fun coaster, very, very fast and brilliant coaster. Great theming and one of my favourite coasters at Alton Towers. Number 9, Mandrill Mayhem in Chessington. Mandrill Mayhem is a B&M wing coaster, very smooth. The back row is my favourite, the one where it goes backwards first and then forwards afterwards. Really good section. And that's why Mandrill Mayhem is my number 9 spot in the top 10 coaster list. Wicker Man at Alton Towers is manufactured by Great Coaster International. It's a great family wooden coaster and great theming with Mr. Bob is what they call it. Great fire effects and a great pre-show before the ride starts to get you ready for the ride. And that's why Wicker Man is my number 8 spot in this top 10 list. Number 7, Minifigure Speedway. Minifigure Speedway is manufactured by Zero. It's a family coaster, great theming and just fun. Opened the 6th of April and replaced the Raft Racers in Legoland. And that's why Minifigure Speedway has made my number 7 spot in my top 10 roller coasters in the UK list. Number 6 is Sick at Flamingo Land. I love Flamingo Land and I love Sick. A really, really good ride, great theming, and great inversion. The same manufacturer who made Colossus, basically Colossus twin, and it's really, really good ride. The track colour is very similar to Icon at Blackpool Pleasure Beach. But it's a very, very good ride. Sick is a really, really good ride. So much fun. It's like it's a lap bar ride. And that's why I made my 6th spot in the UK list. Number 5 is the big one at Blackpool Pleasure Beach. A really, really, really good family coaster. Quite tall. Used to be the tallest in the UK until Hyperia came. But it's a really, really good coaster. Still a really, really good coaster. Amazing theming. The train has got good stripes, quite good colours. And that's why also, the big one at Blackpool made my number 5 in my top 10 favourite roller coasters. Number 4 is Colossus at Thorpe Park. Colossus is really, really fun ride. And it's like I was saying earlier in the video, it's manufactured the same manufacturer as Sick in Flamingo Land. It's a really, really good theming, great soundtrack, and I always love to get on it every time I go to Thorpe Park. And that's why it made my 4th spot in my top 10 favourite roller coaster list. Top 10. Number 3, Dragon's Fury at Chessington World of Adventures. Dragon's Fury is a spinning coaster similar to Spinball Wizard at Alton Towers. It's a great coaster, very fast, especially when you have the train fall, you can spin very fast. And it's great theming and great music, but the queues are always long. But I love the ride, and that's why it made my 3rd spot in my roller coaster list, my favourite roller coaster list. Number 2 is Icon at Blackpool Pleasure Beach. Icon is a really, really fun ride. Really, really fast. It's a launch coaster in Blackpool Pleasure Beach. It's great theming, great audio, and the station's got lights and smoke and everything. And that's why Icon's made my Icons made my number 2 spot in my top 10 roller coaster list. It's the moment you've all been waiting for. My number 1 roller coaster in the UK is Hyperia. Is my number 1 roller coaster. Hyperia is at Thorpe Park. It's one of the great roller coasters. My number 1 coaster in the UK. Great airtime, great theming, great audio, and it just makes Alton Towers, Thorpe Park, so much cooler. It's a really, really good coaster, and I just love it. Love the audio, love the theming, and that's why Hyperia is my number 1 in the UK. And that's my number 1. That's why Hyperia is my number 1 in the UK, because it is really, 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 really good coaster. One of the best coasters in the UK I've ever been on. Great airtime. You literally get lifted out of your seat for 15 seconds. So yeah. So that was my top 10 roller coasters in the UK. So here's 3 roller coasters that didn't make it. Vampire. The reason Vampire didn't make it is because I love Vampire, but it's a bit rough around the corners, and it is quite an old attraction. The park. It is a great ride at Chessington, but like I said, it's an old ride, and I think one day they should like retrack it or repaint it. But I definitely do love the ride. Number 2, Nemesis Inferno. Nemesis Inferno is a really good ride, but again, try around corners. It whips you around the corners. It is an old attraction. You should retrack it just like Vampire, but I do love Nemesis Reborn, and that's why it didn't make my top 10, but I still love the ride, and it's still a great ride, quite fast, and very good inversion coaster, and just brilliant still. The Saw at Thorpe Park is a good ride, good theming, but it's very, very tight, and on the cars, your hips are hurting, and it's very, very tight. Don't really like the Saw of the tightening. If they changed the cars and they put padding down, it would be good, but it's still a good ride, but not my favourite. And that's why it didn't make my top 10, because Saw is, like I said, uncomfortable on the bars. And now, little quick joke for you guys. Little quick joke for you about a roller coaster and a Ferris wheel. Why did the roller coaster break up with the Ferris wheel? It had too much ups and downs. That was my top 10 coasters, my top 10 favourite coasters in the UK, and also 3 coasters that also didn't make my top 10, which was Nemesis, Inferno, Vampire, and Saw. But yes, I really like people supporting my channel, and remember to like and subscribe. And remember, life is a roller coaster, so buckle up and enjoy the ride. I'll see you in the next video. Have a great and lovely day, guys. Bye.